thank you for your testimony today. I do want to make just a couple of quick statements. You made the comment earlier about a fiscally responsible budget. This budget does spend almost 25% of GDP. That is well above the 50-year average. That is even above the amount during the 2009 stimulus time period when there was a very large jump. It assumes a very large group in spending. And one other corrective statement that I want to be able to make, you talk about the difference in wages for the different types of earners. The lowest quartile of income earners after the 2017 tax changes actually went up faster than all the rest. I noticed you went back and looked at a 20-year average rather than actually looking at what happened since the 2017 tax change. After the 2017 tax change, I know you know this statistic, but the lowest quartile of earners actually went up faster than all other quartiles of earners. So I do want to make that correction. I want to go back to something Senator Brown just mentioned as well, though, about trying to gather information. You mentioned getting information on more high income earners, and that if IRS had that, they'd be able to do a better job of actually closing the tax gap. But in your budget request, you actually are asking for information for every transaction for every individual of $600 or more. Now, when I asked the commissioner about this, currently banks turn in information of $10,000 or more. They have a difficult time processing that much data. Now we're talking about individuals of $600 or more in transactions. Can you tell me why you need that information, that level of granularity? That's not about high income earner. That's getting more information on everyone.
We're asking financial institutions that already have an obligation to report on a 1099 int form interest earned by individuals if it amounts to more than a minimal amount. I can't remember, maybe there's a $10 cutoff. We're simply asking to add 2 boxes to that form. One that would be the aggregate inflows into the account over the course of the year, and the second would be the aggregate outflows from the account. So it's not detailed information. It's for accounts where there's already a provision of information from financial institutions directly to the IRS. And we're proposing 2 additional bits of data that are easily accessible and involve essentially no additional burden on financial institutions. Those pieces of information are not actionable. They're not taxable items in their own right, but they would greatly assist the IRS in knowing where to target their audit resources.
So here's the challenge that I have. As recently as last week, obviously there was an enormous leak from the IRS that we have seen. We don't know how many documents that have been leaked out, and that an institution has then started publishing private tax information for individuals. I know there are a lot of individuals that say those are wealthy people, so stick it to them. We'll put the wealthy information out there. The problem is it's a violation of federal law. And your request is to get a lot more information for private individuals. We also need to see what the IRS is doing. And I heard your answer earlier to Senator Thune, because publishing that data is against federal law as well. So it's not just an institution, not just an instance of if you release the data, that is also a felony. But actually publishing that data is also a felony to be able to do that if they know it's tax data. And from the ProPublica article, they noted that they know it's tax data. It was quote unquote given to them anonymously. We don't know that to be true, but we do know it's a federal offense for them to be able to do that. So what we want to know is, what is the IRS doing about this? And you've said you're going to give that to Senator Thune. Thank you for that. How are they actually following up on it? We'll ask DOJ what they're actually doing as well. But gathering that kind of data on every single individual, then to have this large of a breach from the IRS reminds me of old times from the IRS when, quite frankly, Congress gave them less money until they actually took care of all their internal issues. So it doesn't help us, actually encourage us to help you with the tax gap. I do want to mention one other issue, though, and I'm looking forward to that information you're getting back to Senator Thune on what's happening on this breach. And
Senator, I just want to make one thing clear. We do not know what the source of this information was, and we do not know that it was a leak from the IRS. We're investigating this. It's a very serious matter. We have referred it to DOJ, the Inspector General,
Right.
the
I
FBI,
caught all that.
but we do
Just a
not
quick
know
question.
that it's a
I had
leak
a
from
quick
the
question statement
IRS.
that I need to be able to state, and that is also on the energy issue side. I was very surprised because you talked about the fiscal responsibility side of this. You talk about the end of this year wiping out every kind of tax treatment, even normal tax treatment for businesses that do oil and gas by the end of 2021. I don't know if the IRS has done any kind of study on what that would do for jobs, what that would do for the price of gasoline across the United States, and how that would increase the inflation rate across the country, if that would make us more energy independent or more energy dependent, what that would do to the smallest mom and pop companies that do oil and gas because they have percent depletion. Those are a lot of family businesses. Has there been any study from IRS on any of those issues? And you can get this back to me in writing. But the proposals that you made, even for normal tax treatment for oil and gas companies, look like it'll have a dramatic effect on the price of gasoline for individuals all over the country and will be a huge hit on jobs and energy independence.